So, what exactly sparks a creative vision? Where does it even come from? Today, we're going to dive into the origin story of Blame It on Eve digital media. It's a project that all started with this one single moment of truth and then just blossomed into this incredible space for storytellers. So let's trace that journey together, right from that initial idea all the way to its ultimate mission. And this is it, the core idea right here. This is where the whole story begins. For the founder of Blame It on Eve, that moment of truth was this really profound realization about the power of stories that go untold. And that was the catalyst for everything we're about to explore. All right, let's get into that spark. This first section is all about the origin story, the fundamental why behind this entire project. So here's that core realization we've been talking about. The founder just felt that personal stories full of truth and real experience, were getting lost, just disappearing into silence. And it wasn't just about speaking up, it was this deep conviction that these narratives absolutely deserved a platform, a place where they could connect, help people heal, and finally be heard. The emotional heart of this project really comes from this feeling of searching. It wasn't founded by someone who claimed to have all the answers, not at all. It was born from the process of looking for them. It's about that persistent hope that even when you're in the dark, there's a light out there just waiting to be found. And that really defines the whole hopeful, exploratory tone of the work. So the project sees itself as way more than just a media channel. It's really framed as the destination for that search. Blame It on Eve is defined as the space that's created for anyone who's looking for that light, all built on a foundation of hope and the thrill of discovery. Okay, so we've talked about the why. Let's move on to the how. This next section gets into the nitty-gritty, the tangible process of taking that initial vision and turning it into a living, breathing digital world. So, how does this vision actually become real? Well, it unfolds across a bunch of creative avenues. We're talking physical books and print-on-demand art, stuff you can actually hold. Then there's the purely digital art and storytelling. The idea is that every single piece, whether it's something you read or a design you see, it all contributes to this much larger universe that's built around these core themes: curiosity, courage, and truth. At its heart, the whole process is really about transformation. It's about taking the raw material of life, all those lived experiences and creative sparks, and turning it into something that you can actually see, hear, and feel. The goal is to make the intangible tangible. So who is this all for? This is where the focus shifts directly to the audience. This isn't just a broadcast. Think of it more like an invitation to a specific community. This space is built specifically for these four groups of people: the seekers, the dreamers, the thinkers, and the creators. It's really a call out to anyone who feels driven by curiosity and is on their own journey of discovery and self-expression. If that sounds like you, you're in the right place. And right here, the project draws a really clear line in the sand. Think about traditional media. It's usually about entertainment, consumption, passive viewing, right? Well, Blame It on Eve aims for something different. Instead of just entertainment, the goal is awakening. Instead of just consumption, it's about healing. And instead of passive viewing, it's about real personal growth. It's meant to be a tool. Which brings us to a really core question here. Have you ever just wondered about the deeper meaning of things? This whole project is built for anyone who answers yes to that. It's for those of us who are actively chasing inspiration and letting our curiosity lead the way. In this final section, the ambition of the project really comes into focus. It's about elevating the vision from just a personal channel into a full-blown collective mission. And this is the final, most powerful statement of what this is all about. You've got to understand, this is more than a channel. The ultimate vision here is to spark some real change. Because it's the beginning of a movement. This completely reframes what it means to engage. It's not about being a passive viewer. It's about being an active participant in something new, something collective that's just getting started. And so this whole journey comes full circle with one last question. We've seen how one person's need to tell their story was the spark for this entire vision. So now that question is turned back to you. It's an invitation to consider your own narrative. What story is inside you, just waiting for its own moment of truth?